So we were flown from just that Ryan area, across the Ryan area. We were flown from there to about 80 miles south of Berlin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And
That's the only time I had a parachute was on that trip, that short trip.
so you actually dropped down with parachute from the
No,
plane?
no, but parachute for, in case
In
we
case
had
you
to drop
needed to.
off.
So was this one of the first times where you actually flew a plane to be transported? So it sounds like you were taking trains and ships and boats. But this was the first time you'd taken a plane?
It was the first time, yeah.
Yeah. And were you sleeping in tents?
Tents, yes,
Yeah.
except for that cavalry institution that smelled to high heaven. You had cots there.
So you probably had hardly any sleep, I would imagine. You were working pretty hard.
I don't get much sleep anyhow. If I get 4 hours at night, I'm lucky. The sleep didn't bother me, it was the cold.
The cold?
Oh, yes. And so then we flew to Halle, Germany, which is right near, you familiar with Germany?
A little bit.
Weimar,
I don't know where Weimar is.
the famous poet Goethe,
Goethe,
Weimar,
yeah.
Germany,
Mhm.
and the concentration camp Buchenwald was right there.
You went to Buchenwald?
I did, and there were, I think 5 or 6 of us who were put on, were transferred to this other evac hospital, which was far forward of us. And it was at a German signal corps installation, a big outfit, 2 or 3 story buildings, and we got there about an hour after the Germans had left.
Wow.
An hour?
Yeah, and we weren't allowed to go into the buildings because they had to clear the area to be sure it was safe.
Right.
But there were apartments and there was food still on the tables.
Still on the tables. Oh my gosh.
And the Jerry's, the German fighters were flying around, and
You still weren't afraid, Aunt Mary?
no, I wasn't. And I've thought about that, but I wasn't afraid. And
That's pretty wild if you have food still warm.
pardon me?
That's pretty wild to think about the food still being warm on the
Yeah.
table.
And 3 days after Buchenwald had been liberated by Patton, we went over there and had a tour of and this is I can't talk about it. Anyhow, the inmates who couldn't be evacuated from there were put in the stormtroopers' quarters,
It's ironic.
and they were, ready to die. They couldn't be moved. So when we went in there, they held up their arms to us. And I had to leave because I was afraid I was going to be sick right in front of them. Anyhow, We had, we took care of them in the signal corps installation building. And they were from all over the world practically, inmates. You remember the Dunkirk? Remember that? You remember that movie about
I never saw the movie, but I've read,
Vera Garson? Oh, you
I've read,
should see.
read several stories
Yeah.
about,
Well,
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk was a failure. The English sent all kinds of,
everyone, fishermen,
yes, everything.
everyone sent
To
ships to
rescue
rescue the
rescue.
troops, yeah.
Well, these Englishmen had been prisoners at Buchenwald for 5 years.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing they were still alive.
One time when I was taking care of one of them, he said, I don't know how to act around a woman. I haven't seen one for so long. Yeah. Anyhow, that was, then after that, we were sent back to our own unit, which was down near the Czechoslovakian border.
Oh. Well, how long were you at Buchenwald?
Well, I was in Germany for 3 months.
3
so I
months.
don't know just how long.
And then you were sent to follow the troops near Czechoslovakia.
Yes, well, just about, the war ended then,
Yeah.
about the time we were down there.